All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the notes for similar figures today. And this is going to be kind of going over ratios, how to find x, comparing angles, side lengths, all sorts of good stuff. Okay? So looking here at number 1, triangles A, B, C, and D, E, F are similar. Find x. All right, well, if A and, or if A is the first angle that we're reading when we read A, B, C, that means D is the first one that we're reading on D, E, F, okay? So A is to D. So let's just color coordinate these here. A is to D. B is to E. And C is to F, okay? That means that the lines between those, or the line segments between those angles are coordinating as well. So A to B would be here, which means D to E would be here, okay? Then we'll do B to C would be the same as, or would be similar to E to F. And lastly, C back to A, okay, and F back to D. All right, so now that we've kind of visualized here what exactly is going on, we want to find x. Well, to find x, we're going to set up a proportion, okay? We can compare any of these different angles as long as they are similar, or we can compare any of these line segments as long as they're similar line segments. So for instance, we could not compare, let me get my red here. We can't compare 42 with 10 because they're not similar line segments, or they're not on the same triangle, okay? So that would not work. But what we could do is we know we need to find x. So let's go ahead and put x over something, okay? What about 10? Considering 10 is the same color here. We've made x, the x line purple. It's the same as the BC line over on this other triangle. So we'll put those together, x over 10. So if we do x over 10, that means we did the big triangle on the top on this side, so we needed the big triangle on the other one. So let's just pick any of these other two. We could either pick 24.5 or 42. I think 42 is probably going to be an easier number to work with than 24.5. So let's go ahead. We put the big x, right? The x was from the big triangle, so we need to put 42 on the top. And 42, the line segment, is the same as our other green line segment, C to A. C to A is 12, okay? There we go. We've got our proportion set up. Now all we need to do is, anytime you have two fractions that are equal to each other, you just cross multiply. Okay? So 12x equals 42 times 10, which is 420. When we divide 12 on both sides, we get x equals 35. And this was centimeters. There you go. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this next one, okay? Triangle LMN is similar to triangle PQR. We want to find the line segment PQ. Well, on our first triangle, it was pretty obvious because these were the same, like B was the same as E, so they were both on the top of the triangle right here. A was the same as D, both on the left side. C to F, both on the right side. It's a little different on this one, okay? because it's flipped. So what we need to do first is read the triangle the way that they tell us, okay? So triangle LMN. What I like to do when I see that is know that I'm reading from left to right, okay? So we're going to go L to M to N, and N back to L, okay? So that's the rotation there of that triangle. Well, we need to do that same thing for PQR. So P is to Q, or P goes to Q, then Q goes to R, and then R goes to P. All right. And now that we have that, we can find which ones go together. Okay, so LM is going to be the same as PQ. So let's get our colors out here. LM is the same as PQ. MN is going to be the same as QR. Not the same, but similar, excuse me. And then N back over to L. I guess I should have done that in green. N back over to L is going to be similar to R back over to P. Okay. Now, we can see that this was rotated, right? So, we need to find QP. That's our teal color. So, we're looking for the X over here. Now we can see that that X is going to line up with that 15. Okay. So, let's go ahead and put X over 15 is going to be equal to, let's just pick another similar side. So let's say 4 is purple, 10 is purple. We did the small X came from the small triangle. We did that on top, so we need to make sure to keep the small one on top on this next side. So we said we do the purple one. That's going to be 4 over the similar angle, or the similar line segment would be 10. Voila, we've got our proportion set up, and we're just going to cross multiply now. So 10 times x is 10x equals 4 times 15. Well, 4 times 15 is 60. Divide out the 10, divide out the 10, x equals 6. There you go. All right, I'm going to go a little bit quicker on the rest of these. Those first ones, I was just kind of showing like my particular mindset on how I read these triangles and everything. Just give you guys some extra ways to do things. Not everybody does things the same way, so the more ways you know, the better chance you have of finding the one that works. So, rectangle MATH, or we can call it rectangle math, is similar to rectangle quiz. Find AT. Well, we're going to want to do that same thing here. So this time, let's just do the one that they're asking for. AT, okay, that's going to be the same as UI. So A to T is going to be the same as U to I. Okay? Well, with rectangles, we know that the opposite sides are the same lengths. So U to I is also going to be 6 inches because Z to Q is 6 inches, right? So all we got to do now is set up our proportion. So what we're looking for is A to T, so X. So let's go X over 6 equals 15 over 10. Then we're just going to cross multiply. 10x equals, what is that, 90? Divided by 10, x equals 9. Or AT. AT equals 9. Okay. Come on over here to number 4. Triangles fun and hot are similar. Find x. So these are similar triangles. X is on the O to T. So O to T is going to be similar to U to N. So we can set up our proportion as x over 13, because x 13, okay? And let's just pick, let's go 12 and 8, because those are smaller and they'll be easier to work with, right? So if we had x from the big triangle on top, we need to keep the big one on top on this side. 12 over 8. 8x equals, 12 times 13, 144 plus 12 more, 156. Divide out the 8 on both sides. X equals, I wish I knew that, but I don't, so I'm going to cheat here. 156 divided by 8 equals 19.5. So 19.5. Number 5, triangles sun and fat are similar. How did they pick these letters? Find SN. So SN is going to be the same as FT, right? S over to N, F over to T. So F over to T is here. S over to N is here. Now we know we have color coordinated the correct line segments. Okay. Excuse me. Now we just need to, we'll put an X here so it makes it easier. So we'll have X over 15, right? X 15. So X over 15 is equal to, let's say, 20 over 12. 20 over 12. Going to cross multiply like we've been doing. 12x equals 20 times 15, which is what, 300? Divide out the 12, and that gives us 25. So SN equals 25. All right. Quadrilaterals, work and hard, are similar. Find x. Well, let's see. X is on the R to K. So R to K is the same as R to D. So R to D. Okay. So X over 25 is going to be equal to, let's just pick, let's see, we said R to K. It's going to go this way. Let's just pick the opposite. So 8 over 20. All right, then we're just going to cross multiply again. 20x equals 200. Divide out the 20. Oops, not 200. And x equals 10. All right. Last page here. Let's change our color up. Triangle dog is similar to triangle cat. Find OG. All right, so OG is going to be the same as AT. So O over to G is going to be the same as A over to T. All right. Then let's put our little x there. So x over 30, x and 30, right? And we'll just compare that with, which ones do we have? We only have 32 here. So we'll have to put 32 over 24. Because this one that we don't know, this would be, we'll call that y. Y would match up with, we would call y the same as 15, or similar to 15. So we want 32, which is the same as 24, okay? Or similar to 24. All right, so back to this. 24x equals 32 times 30. I have no idea what that is. 960. Divide out the 24 from both sides. And you get x equals 40. Or OG. We could call that OG equals 40. All right, triangles XYZ and PQR are similar. X to Y. We want X, which is here. So that's the Y to Z, which is the same as Q over to R. So there we go, Q to R. So X over 15 equals 12 over 10. So 10x equals 12 times 15, which is 180. Divide out the 10 from both sides. X equals 18. Alright, let's change our color again because I'm getting bored. Let's go with this pastel blue. Alright. Parallelograms quit and talk are similar. Find it. IT. So IT is here. It's going to be similar with LK. So let's go ahead and mark those. IT. It's going to be similar with LK. Alright. We want to find IT. We'll call that X. X over, well shoot, we don't, oh, derp. So a parallelogram, we know it's going to be opposite, is going to be the same. Alright, so it's going to be 60 as well. So X over 60 is going to be equal to 17.5 over 42. Okay. Because we'll just highlight this real quick. T back to Q is the same as K back to T, which would be 42 here. Okay. All right, so 17.5 over 42. It's going to give us 42x equals 17.5 times 60, which is 1050. Divide out the 42 on both sides. X equals 25. All right, last one here. Triangle ABC is, sorry, I'm changing my color because I'm a nerd and I want a different color. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle AGH. So A, B, C is similar to triangle A, G, H. Okay. I guess it's wanting us to find X. So let's go ahead and say that X is going to be similar to 9, right? X and 9. Now let's change our color here. Let's go back to this purple. Now we're going to have to take 7 plus 8, because that's the length of this whole bottom section. That's going to be 15. That's going to be similar with 8. Okay. So we put X from the smaller, so we'll need to put 8 from the smaller, which is 8 over, what do we say, 15? Let's go back to that one. 15x equals 72. 15 divided out on both sides. X equals 72 divided by 15, 4.8. Is that right? Yeah. All right. There you go. I know that was kind of tedious, but I hope that helps. And good luck, guys.